Welcome back. If things weren't dire enough, now we have a blood sorcerer standing in front of our little boy. What could possibly go wrong? We've seen him knocking around with the really quite powerful ones. I don't think he's going to be quite a pushover, especially since he's going to be slightly annoyed. If this is exactly who I think I remember, being the one that was left over, you remember when, quite a while ago, we had a few brothers, some that took a turn for the worst. Is there going to be some sort of payback now? And the fact that Yuji is such a good boy, cares for everyone. But whether we have Mei out fighting against the smallpox, or Yuji here against Choso? Something like that. We're sure in for a good time. If Jujutsu Kaisen is, as it is, less giving off, and each episode is slightly better than the last, as in animation, in quality, in pretty much everything, we are in for a treat. So, grab yourself a drink, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Because I'm about to. This is some more Jujutsu Kaisen. If you want to set a scene, have a... Ooh, nice transition layover. Set it at night and flashing in front of a street sign. Nothing more creepy than that kind of thing. Oh shit. We knew about the transformed humans and everyone just really suffering, but actually seeing it, and there are pockets of people just kind of standing around. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna... The boy, the legend. If anyone can... I mean, he could have just taken the stairs normally. If anyone can quell this... While they are stunned, we can just go around and slowly pick them all off. Hopefully he's got plenty of throat spray. Mr. Fried Shrimp himself. Where would we be without the tuna roll? Now, he is one of the characters that I am drawn to. Probably written that way, but still, I would like to see him actually overcome his limitations. But it might make it a bit too useful, too powerful. Still, if it looks like Yuji is now... Oh yeah, Nanami. Is he going to be carrying on? What kind of thing is he going to be outperforming? But Yuji now diving in. How much? Who would just be taking such a casual stroll? Do I recognize those shoes? Ah. That's who would be taking such a casual stroll. And I really do love the blend of the present and the common... Wow. The turnstiles and everything being mixed with all of these cursed spirits. instant recognition, instant anger. Not holding back at all. I mean, he got what he wanted. He's the first one there. If he hadn't... Well, there's a sign. If he hadn't have redirected that would have went right through him. It looks like the control is quite hard to maintain there. Yeah, the after image of his strike there, the doo-doo. The problem being, with blood manipulation, every slight hit is just going to strengthen his enemy, is it not? That's going to strike a nerve. The fact that you almost didn't even remember. I mean, he's just being honest there and open. It angered him even more. The fact that they do share such a bond and he cares for them so deeply. It's happened to be on the side of causing maximum devastation. Whoa. That was a nice use of the rim lighting and everything in the place of where they are. The thing about this blood manipulation is that it can come from any and all angle and reuse any that has been plastered. If he was covered in the blood there, why didn't he use it? Are we playing Splatoon now? He's painting the arena. The longer they fight, the more injuries sustained. The silence. Not enough shows use this, but the more injuries sustained, the stronger he's going to be, the more attacks he can wield. It's game over pretty fast. I do love how the lines are growing across his face. If he gives him an opening, who's gonna bite first? I mean, it definitely left a mark, and that's... Oh, the camera work was nice following him around. Is he going to prepare for this, though? He knows he's close combat. He prepared for it. A splatter shrapnel move. That was neat. Using his own blood blade there as a, oh shit, better remove this technique. I think the decision to it hit him, but not deep enough. The decision to wipe out all our lights at the beginning of this fight, so we've got the backlighting of all of these signs. He can't just come out all willy-nilly. Damn it. You'd hope that Mechamaru would actually have some words of advice. I like how we're just going along the stops, each of the different usages. I'm not sure about some of these signs from some of the subway exits. Was it going to try and water it down? So the choice is... Ooh! Oh, I love that perspective work. He draws a circle and the way it cuts through everything. Look at a different angle, now you're just pulling out the ceiling and the floor. He's smashing all of the ceramic. He has some help. Oh no. I mean, if you want to draw him in, if you want to give him a momentary lapse of thinking, insult the brothers. There it goes. One more. One more radio contact thing destroyed. Why is he holding it? Ah. To make the effort there to destroy him. However, the water disrupting the blood. I guess it wouldn't actually work when it's raining then. Ah. I suppose, yeah, you wouldn't want it to... just a slow walk up, really? Yeah, you wouldn't want it coagulating and changing consistency too much. I mean, it all paid off. He might be preparing himself for death, but when is he not? Ah, comes even more. So we got body strengthening now, is it? Maybe they can just sit down and have a hearty chat now. What's more between them than a fight about family matters? Is the fact that it's now down the drain, obviously going to be more and more diluted of all of the water, but is he going to be able to pull it back from under the floor at some point? In a show where you are combining these people with these strengths and abilities, supernatural or otherwise, having a close range brawl in a bathroom is not something I would have expected And it's very reminiscent of several old films that I both have and have yet to watch. Headbutt. Signature move. However, for every wound sustained, oh, the liver. And it's just, it's going to take a bit more than just hoping he can heal here if it's through a liver. Hopefully that's not an immediate death, it's just a slow bleed out. They are fighting for his all. Well, fighting their all. I'll take him with him. It's not very main character like that way of thinking. So now that he has caught him by surprise there, been able to hit him once, he'll be looking out for it, not trying to let him have that kind of opportunity again. Is he going to create his own new form and use? Thrombosis. I mean, yeah. Deep vein or on the surface. I know that path, that those poses, the slow shuffle in. Haven't seen him, but I know the fight scene very well. If there is a pure reference to it, I love it. The camera cuts and the fact it is trying to keep things out on the rim there. To the elbows. That was actually impressive. Solidifying the blood, not just a tooth this time. He's going to need some dentistry, but is he just going to slowly drip onto his forehead? Or burst? This is such a fun fight. Not only does he have to contend against all of the flying particles, the meteorites, the blood blades, and now we're getting Baraka. The fighting experience definitely on one of their sides there. Blocker's view. Unless he's really strengthened his torso there. He's got abs of steel. chipped it. Ah, that light shaft, the split. So what, is he gonna take his sweet time, gloat in victory? Or is he actually just gonna pay some reprimands for his brothers? Ah, yeah. Ah. Oh, hey there. Sukuna. It's been a while. The reverse? Usually it's one way around, not someone of that stature giving the I'm not actually gonna hit. So what was real there? Did it all play out and it just had some fancy camera transitions? Is Sukuna attacking him through his own blood? I do not like the aspect ratio blinking in and out with the heartbeat. That would be why the aspect ratio is changing. We're going old style film. Nice looking pasta. Some spaghetti. Playing Happy Families. He's one of them. They were eating that spaghetti for so long they had to have a. Did they have to have a outfit change midway? What is this signifying or meaning here? False memories being implanted into him. Shattered glass. Fractures not only in the real world but in his mind. Was it combining the aspect ratio change that we just saw with that closing door? Huh? I mean, Sukuna definitely has taken a backseat for quite some time, and so having this little flare up, whether it is him actually getting involved again and saving, usually once in a while, or he was just allowing things to play out like they should. And there's something else interesting going on. Maybe Itadori's actual pain, regret, grief of taking out the brothers when they were crying so much for each other. It did something in of itself. What a hell of an episode! I love that it was confined just to these two, pretty much the entire way through. Small claustrophobic areas, and making the most out of it. The girls. I mean, they have a plan to save Getos, or at least his body, so is this gonna help in some way? Now, considering my jobs of the past couple of years have been quite to do with cinematics and film and TV and the like, I know surprisingly little about cinematography. However, I can be damn well aware that there was some ingenious use right there. Having having some camera follow through with some of those moves, lighting choices, while still keeping it all easy, easily followable in that fight when it's so dark with mostly the colors of red flashing around. Now I've got to try and remember what the fight scene that actually reminded me of. Was it the raid? Mekamaru using one of his very limited um, conduits very quite successfully, actually allowing Yuji to survive for a while. Maybe not come out completely victorious, but things are definitely moving in some weird way. If it didn't allow him to just come out outright and win that battle, the fact he's still alive and kicking, still breathing, done its job. Using the water to destabilize the bloods, break it down and dissolve it, disrupt the coagulation. Sure, we can kind of come up with those sorts of plans when we are trying to decide how to fight against some sort of blood manipulation. So much more than that. And his Chosa's way to fight back against it. Oh, I know what he's doing here. While he may not have the innate experience, I think handling blood for that long knows how he can try and fight back against it. And throwing in a trick or two up his sleeve or through his sleeve, firing that tooth out. Hide one meteorite straight through his sleeve, throw another at his face. Nah, just a tooth, gotcha. Maybe after condensing and using so much, he's just suffering from like some severe anemia. That'd be one dumb way to end a fight. And if you think back to the fight scenes that he had before, the back and forth against the brothers while under the influence of that poison, still fighting through it, we got some pretty choice scenes. Now paying it off once more, a fight against the final sibling, I think a final sibling, being a lot more personal, close, constricted. Not just a fight for survival or some sort of ideal, but a fight for family. Even if one of them was a giant green monster with two mouths. The constant back and forth in technique and uses here, Itadori just being straight up hand-to-hand combat. Kick, punch, all in the mind, etc. Having the blood manipulation go from knife to supernova. Blood spear, spike through the ceiling. Shower him in some sort of hemoglobin shrapnel. I did not really expect the use of it coating the body, coming up with some hardened life nectar carapace. It's very interesting to see, and I'm pretty sure we're not going to get something quite as showstopper as that for a while. No other show really tries to even emulate something of that kind of level. The closeness to the feeling of getting into those are they mostly Korean? This kind of very locked off close hand-to-hand brawl, whether it be martial arts or just a good ass kicking. This was an episode and a half. Some of the cuts obviously were a bit abrupt. Again, they always are. If you've ever seen these kind of back and forth martial art movies, then yeah, I think it emulated it pretty damn well. Not sure if there was any true resemblance, reminiscence of playing out actual scenes verbatim, doing the same cuts. Would be very cool to go through it 4 or 5 more times and actually check that, though. I feel like there was definitely some references, so I wonder how much influence they took. But I love this more than I probably should, and I don't actually remember quite a lot of the episode. What seems to be like it was 4 or 5 minute fight scene was all the episode, wasn't it? It passed by so quickly. It was so engrossed. So if there's long periods of absolute nothingness, then yeah, just draw on the floor, enjoying the spectacle being outlaid before us. Hopefully you were somewhat of the same. Also, I think the choice in colours there, when we had the actual corridor, the blue and the pinks, maybe a bit of yellow spattered in. That's some good choices. But what can you really say there? There's just, I want to watch it several more times, and trust me, I will. So I feel like there is so much more that I have missed while just trying to pay attention to the carnage going on. People are definitely going to have to inform me exactly what it was. So if there's anything in particular, just leave it down below. Definitely not trying to boost the algorithm or anything. But actually seeing Yuji have having his ass handed to him quite succinctly. No, succinctly is wrong. Quite heavily. Not quite what we want to see when there is the whole let's save Gojo thing going on with him being sealed away and there's definitely more powerful enemies up ahead. But if you just breathe through everything, where's the danger? Well, we definitely got it on this one. So, if you enjoyed, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing to the channel if you'd like to see more like this. Well, then hopefully there's going to be plenty more to come. But for now, grab yourselves a drink. We're definitely going to need it after that one. Maybe some salt, orange juice maybe. You know, got to replenish some of those low sugars we've got now. But definitely get some rest. We're going to need it for the next one. If you're the high-octane package that this channel so desperately needs, consider joining onto my Patreon, help support the channel, make it something actually worth watching. And with that, I do need to thank Noku, Sal, Croyville, Diego Zenhausen, Guado, Kite, Raywin, Light Wizard 91, Shiwan, Tori Jane, and everyone else, because they have really tried their hardest. Unfortunately, I'm holding them back. Much like a fight in the lavatory, no one's getting out clean with this one.